Alrighty, hi Plenty friends, welcome to another new Plenty video. I just want to say I hope you're having an amazing day. How was your day? And I wish you so many positive vibes, girly. I probably should have took a sip of my drink first because I'm really thirsty right now. I'm craving some carbonation. But today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2026 goals. Yes, I'm late. uh, Plenty goals basically. People usually do 20 like the New Year wish list plans, but I don't really have any wish list plans. There's only one, and it's like the Burger of Fiddly Fig, but that's in tissue cultured right now. I've been seeing it on and off on a lot of stores on Etsy, and I believe I also saw it in Costa Farm. Like they had it in the background. I don't know if they were using it as a core, if it was a fake plant. I don't think so because it was very off-brand, but it seems like everything's being tissue cultured. Everything that we all wanted, even alocasias, which by the way, I saw I was really thirsty. So I didn't really thought. I feel like everything can be everything can be tissue cultured. I believe Hoyas can't, but I think they can. I think anything can be tissue cultured. I have to double check that. But basically, I mean, yeah, let me show you my Caramel Marvel, which is insane to me that I even have in my possession. I know a lot of us have one, but I remember when before COVID slash during COVID, it was like a really popular plant. Not popular, but like it was a plant that was like everybody knew, like, oh, that's very rare. Like nobody really has that. And I remember that I went to a local nursery. It wasn't really that local, it was kind of like out there, but they had one, and like it was so possessed that like there was a clear signs like do not touch. Like it was like very special because like it was someone's personal plant, and it's a plant that was really difficult, but now it's such a culture and a lot of us have it. And I am so obsessed with it. I actually love how tiny it is because it's just much more manageable. Look how much it has grown. La! It's the cutest thing. I can see that little like bumpy on the sides. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Another one that I kind of gives off the same variegation, but I've heard stories that it kind of grows a little bit like a Paraiso Verde or Jose Bueno. I'm gonna let this kind of plants. They're gorgeous, but like to grow them, they really need something to climb on, and that's something that I'm really working on. I was literally thinking on making a bamboo trellis and just putting like good top grow lights, and just tying my things to go up there because some plants don't need it helps them to attach, but some plants just need the stimulation of like them pushing onto something, like plank. So really, really happy with my variegated, Fiddler Caramel Marvel. It is just gorgeous, and I'm seeing other alocasias that were like really, really pretty, and all I remember is people say you can usually only like split them out by the bulbs, corms, I think so, or acorns. I think they're corms. But now they're being tissue cultured. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they get a piece of a corm or if they get it from the leaf. Usually it's from the leaf, but it's a really, really fun, exciting time right now. So I don't really have much of a 2026 wish list on my plants because I'm just in love with my plants. And this is where one of the lists on my goals for this year to do. I mean, I've been trying to do it on 2025, but I know some people say like New Year, same, but it's just fun. It doesn't hurt anybody. It might be a little bit annoying, but it's not that deep. So we're gonna start. Okay, so number one is more serious on buying plants. Parentheses, kinda. So basically what I meant is back then, and it was the best time of my life, I think so. I really did enjoy going plant shopping, and just anything that I liked, I would bring it home. I would buy it as a debit card or even a credit card, or even my spouse sometimes would buy me the plant, and it was just a really, really fun time. But as years have passed by, lots of calatheas that I have killed, lots of plants that I have purged. I mean, to be honest, I haven't purged at all 2025, which is pretty shocking, because I usually go like once a year, like a mental collapse, I guess you can say. But it's been pretty chill in 2025. I feel like I just found it's not the first time, so I learned how to catch it early on and like do things that can like not make it worse on my mental state. And usually I just step back, right? Like if I'm too busy, I'm not gonna like break my back to like take care of this plant that's infested with mealybugs. It's really sad. It does hurt me, but at the end of the day, it's okay. Your mental health is your number one. Stress is really, really bad for you. And I know they say like, don't stress out. It's easier said than done, you know? So it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's when I'm just like, okay, it's just too complicated. I'm overthinking it. Let me just focus on what I need to focus on, which is usually like life stuff or family stuff, right? But your plants will always be there for you. And honestly, a lot of the plants that I have, they're really resilient. They're really hardy because like they're still here. Like considering that they've been days and not weeks without watering. And that's pretty fascinating to think about sometimes because some plants would just die, you know, so if the humidity wasn't right. But I want to buy with more intention, basically. Like when I go out, I want to learn how to like I do have the money, but it's not like I know it's gonna die on me. I know, I don't know, because I don't want to like tell someone like don't do it. You know, you can always do whatever you want to do. You know yourself better than anybody else and your financial status as well. But for me personally, I have learned to help for myself, to admire the beautiful plants. And sometimes I find a beautiful Scindapsus or a beautiful Brazil, but I'm just like, no, I already have one. And those are usually some that I do not want repeats because they're so easy to propagate. And propagating is really, really fun for me. I love the whole process from beginning to end. It's really, really rewarding. So I don't want to rob myself from doing that. And then of course you save money. And at the end of the list, you're going to see why I'm trying to save so much money because there's some other things I want to fund in the plant hobby from my personal collection instead of adding more to the plants. I mean, I will always buy new plants every now and then. You know, if I see a variegated fiddly fig at the Home Depot or at Lowe's, I'll probably wait on it because prices always drop. They always drop a lot of the time, to be honest. Like, you know, they just do. It's how it works. We've seen it so many times already. I want to buy with more intention. Like, and I know a lot of you have done this. I haven't until now. Like when I'm going, if I see like an Aglaonema or a Sansevieria or a new variety of a Scindapsus or a Pothos, I know those tend to be a little bit hardier and more forgiving in my environment. And if I know I have a spot in my collection, and not just a planty shelf because I can always make space in here, but if I have like a space in the bedroom or in the living room or dining room or in the kitchen, then I want to buy it knowing that I can take care of it. I have the right environment for it and I have a perfect spot for it to thrive. Instead of just buying it and figuring out later on, which I know we joke about that a lot. I laugh at that too. Like it's cool. Like it's not that deep. But for me, for my financial and my mental health, I do not want to put myself into more trouble. So I'm just practicing to be more mindful on my buying. It's just in the process that I'm in my plant journey. Everybody's plant journey is different. This is just mine. But yeah, I want to buy with more intention. So that's my number one for 2026. And I've been doing that like the middle throughout the end of 2025. And I've been getting pretty good at it. Like, there's even I'm still thinking about that one Scindapsus at the Home Depot from Proven Winners. It was beautiful and they had it and I loved it. It was super healthy. It was pretty reasonable. It was like 20 bucks. Not bad considering it had a beautiful cash pop. And I was like, no, David, you have some plants at home that need your care. Like, you don't want to add another plant that's probably going to get mealybugs. You don't want to do that. And it's just, you don't have enough space as of right now in your plate to be adding more. So I pushed it back and I was okay with it. But I still think about it like if I see it again, there's a higher chance that I'll probably adopt it because I keep thinking about it and I love it. And all those Scindapsus are pretty chill. Some varieties. Some are really, really difficult for me. Like, for example, the dark Scindapsus. I forgot what it's called. It's like a dark leaf, and I think I still have a little propagation because y'all know me, I always tend to do plant insurance because I really, really do love to propagate my plants, but I also believe in making copies. And look, here it is. This is funny because this is an actual propagation for my collection. The mother plants died. And it was dying for like 2 months, y'all. I don't even know how long. It was a really slow death because I didn't want to let it go completely. And I was like, I can try to fix you. It had no pests. It could have been the soil. It could have been it wants more humidity. It could have been that it wants more light. It could have been that it wants it. I don't know. There's so different variables, and I wasn't really on top of it. I would water it when I would see it dry, but that was basically it. This is all I have, and this is an actual propagation from the mother plant. It's still a little bit green, as you can see, but I've always wanted one, and I got it, and it was really, really, really difficult. So I know which, and I don't know, I can just see a plant and already like identify if it's going to be difficult with me or not. And I think what it has to do with the fact is if they're selling it already like kind of small, if it's not a new release and it's a new plant that I'm seeing, right? Or if it's just a new plant and it looks a little bit small, like compared to, I don't know, like there's just something about it, like the leaves. The leaves is my number one tell as well. If they're really thin, that lets me know they need higher humidity or they're kind of finicky with their watering. But yeah, so I want to be more mindful on buying plants. Like I want to make sure that I can take care of it. I have the space for it and just the energy to do that, right? Because it's just looking back, and I do regret it, but that's not going to do anything. So I do reflect on it and try to learn from my lessons to some extent on that. I can imagine how much money I have lost on the plants I have killed. The way that I tell myself, it gives me peace of mind. I see them like flowers. You know how people always buy, some people like to buy fresh cut flowers to have and enjoy and to smell them sometimes, you know. But then you gotta get rid of them. Same dilemma. Like I buy beautiful plants just to like give me happiness, to look beautiful in my space and have some life inside, and then it dies and then I throw it away. So that's how I think about it. It's just like fresh cut flowers to enjoy temporarily, but obviously plants can be long term. That's usually the goal, but I tell myself that to give myself peace of mind. Okay, so yeah, that's my number one, which is controlling impulse buys, buying easier plants for my environment and care habits, and then staying on budget as well, which is pretty important for me. Okay, my next one is not a watering schedule, but a care schedule. So this is pretty obvious for a lot of people because a lot of people tend to do this already. They have like a care day on their plants. I don't, and I never did, but I really want to make one because like it's kind of genius to some extent. Like when you have so much going on, when there's so much going on, I don't know. I like structure. I like it, but I'm not really good at it, right? But I really think having a care day is important. Some people really bash a watering day, which I get it. Like it's bad if it's Monday, if every Monday is your watering day. But if it works for them, let them do what they want to do. But usually the bad thing that happens is if it's Monday and Monday is your watering day, people think like you water all of your plants on Monday, which some plants have. Every plant's different from the size to the plant itself to even the potting mix to even the pot. How fast it dries out. And if it's still moist and you water it again, some plants will get root rot because they're getting overwatered, right? So that's the bad thing. But I think people, if they see it like this, is not bad because this is how I'm gonna do it. Like every single, like I think 3 times a week, right? Like I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet. I haven't really done anything yet, but it's like every single Monday or every single Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Oh my gosh, Saturday. Why is my throat so? Those 3 days, right? I would walk around with a little cart or a little basket, and it has like my neem oil spray, rubbing alcohol, and some Q-tips for the mealybugs, and a watering can, and even some like fertilizer. And I basically go one-on-one, put on a podcast, put on a YouTube video, put on some music, have my tea or my coffee, and just dedicate that entire like 3 hours or 4 hours or however long it's gonna take to just take care of my plants. And that's when I go one by one, admire them, and then, you know, just seeing them and like seeing what I gotta do with it. Like if this plant needs fertilizer, or if this plant needs a good rinse, or if this plant, you know, because if it has too much minerals and fertilizer build up on it, because they're on saucers, so it doesn't really flush out the minerals and they can build up. And some plants, it can cause issues to some plants. So it's really important to like do what you call it, like a rinse. Sounds weird saying that, but basically like a rinse. You take it to the tub or outside, and you let the excess water drain out, and it'll also drain out any excess minerals that it has built up in there. So, you know, stuff like that. I really want to do that. It sounds really dumb, but I noticed that I really do love structure. I love like a to-do list. I love a good calendar. I'm starting to learn Excel sheets, what it's called. Like, it just helps me keep my everything organized. So I really want to do that, but that's not everybody, you know, everybody does their own thing. I guess I don't want to make it seem like this is the to do all go all. Like this is the only way. You know, everybody, and I always try to say this all the time, but everybody has their own ways to take care of their plants. Everybody has different environments. Everybody has different care habits. Everybody has different like lifestyles, right? So yeah, that's what works for me, and that's what I want to do. It's really, really nice to do that because I do it every now and then, like just dedicate a whole day to water what needs to be watered. Like if the plant's still moist, you can usually tell. Or if you want to play it safe, you can just use a moisture meter. If it's still, you know, moist, then I'll skip that day and then check it, you know, on Friday, right? And the reason why is because like, I don't know what's going on, y'all, but like I do love my plants, and I've been talking to my husband about it, and I've been getting mad at myself and beating myself up. I'm like, this is not right. Like, how can I think like this and have so many plants? But I've been struggling to like liking taking care of my plants. Usually I don't mind it. Usually I know it's for the good for the plant. Some people find it therapeutic. I don't. To be really, really honest and blunt with you, I enjoy having plants. I love the jungle vibes. I love having greenery inside. It's literally my decor. All the times of when we moved, it was very loud and clear that my home decor, and even in the apartment, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the same thing over here on the house, all these years, my decor is like 90% plants. You know, 5% furniture, if that's even decor, and then the other 5% is just like miscellaneous things, right? Like picture frames and stuff like that. But I noticed from the get-go, when I got my own place at like 19 years old, with hubby, who was my boyfriend at the moment, right? But the videos are there, yeah. Like my decor has always been plants. I just like living decor. It's just really, really nice at it. I'm not always the best at it. It's always something to learn every single day. But it's what I love, and it's what I try to do. So, but now it's really, really hard to even look at my plants because I see all these issues, and I sometimes struggle to attack it and like get it done. Cause I feel like sometimes just doing that one plant is not gonna like do anything else. And people would tell me, why don't you downsize? I have done purges, but I don't want to do that. I'm trying to like overcome this. And then I thought about this, and it made more sense in my head. I'm growing like thousands of seedlings. A lot of it is to sell, and it's been really, really fun. It's been like super fun for me. Just growing the vegetable plants, it's really fun, and I want to show you, but I show every now and then to you because I only want to show it to the ones that like stick around, right? But I'm really in love with the outside. Like now that I have my yard, I know we're still in winter, but the fact that it's still winter and I was able to like do what like enough. Like for example, I already chopped off the broccoli. Because I already harvested my broccoli, and the ones that I wanted, the rest I left to flower, but they were going to seed, and some of them also got damaged from our cold front. So I had my broccoli. My garlic is still growing, it's still doing a-okay. My radishes were beautiful, and my mom, my aunt, my grandma, and even myself were able to harvest a good amount of that. My Brussels sprouts are still growing. They're starting to develop their little balls. My Swiss chard is looking lovely. I haven't harvested because the foliage is just so beautiful. But it did got damaged. So instead of pulling it out, I noticed that the core is still really green and it's pushing out some new leaves. So I just removed the damaged leaves and I'm letting it grow. And I ended up direct sowing, experimenting, because I love to experiment, some kale seedlings, and they sprouted, you guys. You can see the little baby kale leaves. They're called true leaves. And then since I removed the broccoli and I did a lot of cleaning and I removed the radishes, I noticed that I'm a compact gardener, like vegetable wise, and like there's a lot of different gardening methods out there. I don't have a really big yard, but I try to make the best of it. And I also know when you compact things too much, it can cause issues. One of the biggest one is it's not really competition if you fertilize. So I don't fertilize right now because we're in the middle of winter, but I will be fertilizing down the line to make sure they're getting the nutrients right and they're not fighting with each other. And the other one is airflow. So it's my job to make sure that everything's pruned enough that there's airflow moving through. If not, it will cause fungal issues and stuff like that. And when that happens, when the plant gets stressed out, just like inside, something is outside, it attracts pests, and I really don't want that. So the best way is to have a really tight vegetable garden as safely as you can do it. One of the best ways you can do is complement the plants to each other. Some plants like to be next with another, like for example tomatoes. Tomatoes is a really that girl that loves to be with a lot of different plants, as well herbs, specifically marigolds and herbs like basil, cilantro. But I just try to find plants that can match and complement each other and help each other out. It won't fight distance too much, right? If I know this one's gonna get a little bit tall and I'm putting something over here that's gonna get this tall, this plant has to stay short and it should like a little bit of the partial shade that it's going to be getting from this one. So it's a lot of doing like that, right? It's been really, really fun. And I already cleared it out literally yesterday, and I already sowed my onion bulbs. I think I did 70. So, and that's just for me, for hubby of course, and for my family, if it ever does succeed, because I haven't done vegetable gardening for a very, very long time. But it's been really, really fun, just being outside. And even though I'm very limited because of temperature, there's still a catalog that you can do. Mind you, I'm in zone, I believe it's 9A or 8B. It's on the line, on the verge. But there's a catalog still of winter plants and plants that can tolerate the cold and actually enjoy the cold temperatures. Not freezing for a long period of time. Some are pretty hardy, like my Brussels sprouts looked unbothered. They're untouched. Usually in the brassica family, they're really, really hardy with cold temperatures, but freezing temps, right? But it's been really, really nice. And I've been focusing a lot on my outdoor garden and my winter catalog. And y'all know, I literally every now and then, I literally did it last night. I've been going through my seed packet and I'm just already organizing and just imagining everything that I want to grow. And I will show you, but I feel like other people don't really care. The ones that do, I know I might see some say that they might do. I have a video about that and I'm pretty sure you really saw it. But I noticed I have a lot of tomatoes and a lot of jalapenos, which is great. I mean, I remember that I thought about it, but I forgot that it's a lot of different varieties. I believe I have 7 varieties of jalapenos. And then I have 7 varieties of tomatoes, and then they're indeterminate, not determinate. That's a whole different section. But I noticed I've been really, really happy that's where I'm getting my planty itch, right? For living in apartments for so long, it was always my houseplants, but now it's outside. I'm getting my satisfaction, but I have a lot of plants inside and I don't want to let them go. So I've been trying to just keep them alive and keep them going. And if I downsize, my house is gonna look really empty. So it's just finding the middle and what makes sense for me. If I lose a plant, I have 2 over here that are infested with mealybugs and I don't want to throw them away because I see some green. I'm I can still save you. But my term of saving is by putting it outside and letting Mother Nature take care of it. That's one of the best ways. But we're in the middle of winter and I can't do that. And there's another plant that I actually did save. It was the only one that me puse las pilas to actually take care of it and save it because it's my fifth, not my fifth one, but it's my 3rd one that just dies, and I can't lose this one. I really can't because it's hard to find, which I'll tell you later on if I don't forget. Let's go back in the video. But yeah, that's what's going on, and I feel that's what's causing me not really be so much on my plants because I'm already getting my itch outside. Considering that I have a lot outside, and I also have a greenhouse too, a little greenhouse. It's the size, it's a 5x5, I think so, and it's 6 feet tall. like the pokeport. It's like a little house, like what you call it. Because I'm pretty tall and I had to make sure it's kind of like tall. But it's like the basic ones from Amazon. So it's been really, really great. I have my brassica ceilings in there. I'm hoarding them off. It's a process. The next one is, look at the watering schedule. And then the last one that I have in here is spraying new plants, repotting stressed. Okay, I made it to make sense in my brain, but I'm not gonna read it out loud because it sounds really dumb. But basically I was saying that I don't want to repot the plants unless it's necessary, but I've heard so many stories of people doing it with new plants that it's not that bad. And what I've heard that really did stick in my head was that repotting a new plant isn't really going to stress it out because it's already stressed out on the fact that it changed environments from the greenhouse to your home, right? So might as well just like in other words, you can't get it any worse, which I think is a stretch because I think you could make it a little bit worse. But it's the fact that it will still bounce back. Like it's not that deep. Like if you bring it home and then it adjusts to its new environment and then you repot it, you're stressing it out again. So I don't think there's a right and wrong. I think it just depends on what you're willing to do and what is in your environment. And I also feel like environments are so important, you guys, because like humidity and I will talk about that why because I didn't post the video. I ended up deleting it. It was like a plant choice video, but I was rambling about like plant care, and the biggest one was temperature and humidity because when it was super cold and dry, and I noticed that we were like in the 30s for like 3 days, and oh my gatos, my plants were drying out. It felt like every day. Like I would water it and then it would dry out. It was insane. It was literally insane. We do run the heater. I know this is a furnace, it's like gas, but it runs dry air. It's about to be 80 Fahrenheit and it is 47% humidity. In the spring, summer, and even fall, in the home, we're usually like in the 60% humidity, which sounds a little bit dangerous, but we have the AC central during that time running, so like there will still be airflow, right, from walking in, walking out. We never had any mold issues, right? Because usually when you go high up in humidity, your plants are really happy, but it can cause issues to the house and like mold and mildew, right? But as long as there's airflow, it kind of like helps prevent that from happening and make it a little bit unpleasant or difficult for them to grow or for that to happen, like the mildew and the mold. But it was kind of a drastic difference from plant care, and even our nostrils. I noticed our nose was so adjusted to humidity. I don't know what the science is about it or the biology, but like my nose was like really adjusted to humidity. The second it went dry, girl, oh my gosh, like, and don't even use a humidifier. I did it the natural way. I was using my dishwasher, I was doing laundry, which didn't really do much. I was cooking, which also boosted the humidity, and I was watering these plants almost daily. Not all of them, but like handfuls throughout the days, right? And I noticed that would help with the humidity. It would keep it like in the 40s, because oh my gosh, it was getting to like the low 30s, and I was like, how is that even possible? But it was the cold air, like the Arctic air. I don't know how you gotta do it up there, but in Texas, we're built for the triple digits and we're built for high humidity, girl. We're not bad, but it's cool. We adjust, right? So yeah, I noticed that dry air really made watering even more. And I was actually seeing some plants getting crispy, which I was like, ew, I haven't seen that for a very long time, like years, because it was always humid. You can say it's like this every year. In the apartment, you guys, I don't know why. We never had any mold and mildew. The apartment would get inspected. Apartments would get inspected every year. Like they would always walk in and look at the structure and like the stuff like that, right? I don't know why, but they would do that. In the winter time, the apartment was always still in the 50% humidity. It would never ever go under like 50%. It was always 50 or higher, even in the winter time, like during this time. But in a house, it's different. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand it. But it was a shock. It's not that deep, and I know I'm being very dramatic, but for me, it was just like, humans don't like change. I'm one of the big ones. I really do not like change. Like I love change, but unexpected ones with humid environment, I don't like it. But it is what it is. It's still, my stomach is rumbling. It still is. My lips are getting kind of dry, girl. Like, I've been putting a lot of Vaseline. I haven't done it today, but I have to do it every day. If not, they start to crack. The humidity is so dry. And I also got shocked a lot. Like, you know those little like shocks you get when you're touching like, I don't know, like metal or something? Girl, my car will electrocute me and I'm like, ew, you're rude. Like, it was crazy, but I'm getting ready for spring. I believe we have one more month until it's spring. And girl, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go so crazy. But what was the thing? Yeah, so I really, if I do buy a plant, and it makes it easier since I'm not buying so much like how I used to. And I'm usually trying to buy small because it's just more easier to manage. And I feel like when it grows small and then it grows in your environment, it's more acclimated to your environment and your care. Compared when you buy a big old beautiful plant, which hey, if a plant is really big and is really cheap, I'm probably gonna buy it. But I know it comes with a cost for me. Like if I buy a big plant in a nursery, that plant for a very long time was adjusted to high humidity, watering consistently and airflow, and it's a greenhouse, like the perfect climate. And then it's gonna come into my house. It's gonna shock the plant and it's gonna be very unhappy. I noticed that my little small ones are cheaper and they're just easier. They're also hardier than my other ones. Like I have so many that actually grew as a baby and they're starting to grow. And they're really chill. They're really, really, really chill. Because I would always buy like the medium and big plants because I just loved it. And I feel like back then the plant prices were a little bit cheaper. I feel like now they're a little bit more expensive. Like I'm talking about like $5, $8 add-on expensive compared to as back then like 4 years ago. Which I know is not that much, but for like me, my stomach won't shut up. But like for me, that adds up when you're buying a lot of plants. So that's on that. And it's not on my computer on my list, but it is one that I do remember every single time. And I actually have one over here. This year, I'm trying to save a lot of money, obviously for my school. I'm paying that out of pocket, girl. It's still pretty affordable, but yeah, I already, a little update. I already submitted all of my Sophia courses. They're changing their policy though as soon as I submitted it, but hopefully they will still accept and apply those course credits to my degree. If you're curious, it's WGU, Western Governor University. If you're interested in affordable, doable, legitimately degree, ways to get your degree, WGU is really, really awesome. That's the route that I'm taking. And I actually found it from Amazon because Amazon was willing to pay for it. I think they still are, but I'm not working with them. But when I was there, they were promoting it a lot. Like, not WGU, but they were promoting like, we'll pay for your studies. Like any other job, almost every job does that now. But they were doing that, and then you will go on their website and you will see the universities that they accept, and WGU was one of them, and it was one that also a lot of people were talking about in the warehouse, and also groups that I was in Slack, which is like a software for the workforce. But yeah, so it's funny because like they could have paid for it, Amazon, but I left. So now I'm paying it out of pocket. It's my punishment. It's a valid punishment. But when I go back, I want to go for another degree if this one goes well and if everything goes well. Down the line, I do want to take advantage of it, but things always change, so I can't really rely on that too much. But now I'm getting off track. So yeah, that's a little update on my studies. Yes, so I'm trying to save money for that. And then also, of course, bills, girl, because bills don't ever go away. But also plant supplies. I've really, really been wanting to step up my plant accessories. Like, they're not necessities to keep a plant alive, but it does make caring for them and just having them just extra special and nice. I really, not all of them because it's way too expensive but and unrealistic for me, but I am slowly trying to buy cute pots or cash pots. Like this one that I got from Walmart. It's really nice. And not just that, but like also like shelvings and like accessories. like you know, like a really nice, I really want to get two things. I want to get a light meter because I love looking at numbers like that and like information, and I would like to know which is the best grow light that I have as of right now. I really want one of those light meters that tells you like the luminance, I believe, how good or intense it is. And then another thing that I want to get is like a little, I know they're pretty cheap, but I feel like it's one of those things that you should probably like get at least the middle price range, because if you get cheap, they might not be that good. But I want to get like one of those microscopic, it's not like an actual microscopic, but like it's like a lens or like a little camera that you put in your plant and you can see like the bugs and the pest. I really, really want that because I think that would be really fun to like, you know, because there's some pests that you cannot see with the naked eye. You really need to like get in there. So those are pretty expensive. So that's something that I would like to save up for, but also like pots and good quality soil. And I do want to start stepping into my more better organic fertilizer. I love my microgrow fertilizer and I have nothing against it. I believe it's a good fertilizer for those that are trying to save money and want something that works and does good for your plant, right? So, and if you're using it responsibly, I always dilute it, try to stretch it out and not give it too much because then you don't want to have, it's gonna happen. But obviously if you like give it too much fertilizer, excess will go to the plumbing and the water supply, right? It's just not good. But I really want to get into like a more better organic fertilizer. I really want to get the fish one because I keep hearing the fish fertilizer is good, but I keep being told that it is not good for houseplants because it stinks. So I'm trying to find a good fertilizer that's organic and I can use inside. And that works. So if y'all know any good ones, please let me know. I'm looking for some. I've been watching videos on TikTok and I don't know. And then nowadays, it's almost kind of hard to find like actual good products or like reviews because like almost everything seems like an advertisement. So, but yeah, y'all let me know if y'all know any good ones that you're using that works. I'm gonna finish my microgrow fertilizer because it's almost, I already have it. And I think it lasted me for a year and it's just going for its next year. I want to finish it and then I'll go ahead and hopefully I already know which organic fertilizer to go ahead and purchase and use. But those are my 2026 plenty goals. Not that crazy, but it's real. And I really hope I can stick with them because, you know, not everything always goes as planned, but setting goals is the first step. So you know where to like look at and what you're going for. But let me know what are your 2026 goals, plenty goals. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.